What's up, fiends? Alucard here. Happy holidays! We are celebrating all things Krampus. I have watched 13 Krampus films, and today I will rank them from worst to best. I know there are a few more than 13 out there, but we'll get to those in the future when I watch them. So who or what is Krampus? Krampus is a half goat, half demon monster in Alpine folklore that punishes misbehaving children at Christmas time. Krampus assists St. Nicholas, or Santa Claus, as they both visit children on the night of December the 5th. St. Nicholas rewards the well-behaved children with modest gifts, while the badly behaved ones are beaten with birch rods by Krampus. So, of course, there are now many film renditions of this mythical creature, and here are my top 13. Number 13, Krampus Origins from 2018. From Uncorked Entertainment, it does star Maria Olsen. During World War I, a strange artifact lands into the hands of an orphanage, and the orphans accidentally summon Krampus. So, the reason this one is my number 13 is the writing and the pacing are abysmal. Maria Olsen is pretty great, but the rest of the cast couldn't act their way out of a paper bag. It's also slow as rocks. And the CG Krampus looks terrible. Currently, it is available to watch on Tubi and Freevee if you so wish. I only rated this 1 out of 5 bats. All right, coming in at number 12 is Krampus 2, The Devil Returns from 2016. From ITN Distribution, written and directed by Jason Hull. This one features Sean C. Phillips and R.A. Mihailoff. This is a sequel to Krampus the Christmas Devil, and it is somehow even worse than the first one. In this one, a cop goes after Krampus after his wife is murdered and his daughter has disappeared. This one's currently available to watch on Tubi. I also gave this one only 1 out of 5 bats. Now let's go to the first one, shall we? All right, number 11, Part 1, Krampus, the Christmas Devil, 2014 from ITN Distribution, written and directed by Jason Hull. So at least he's consistent. This one features Bill Oberst Jr. in it, in a small part. This one is about a cop who escapes Krampus as a child, and he's now obsessed with finding him again. The child killings start occurring again, and the cop goes on the hunt because he thinks it's Krampus. So this one is more of a detective movie than a Krampus movie. The acting is just completely atrocious, and so is the dialogue. The only highlight here is Krampus's dungeon, where he has a naked lady hooked to the wall. That's about it. If you'd like to watch this atrocity, it is currently available to watch on Tubi. I did like this one slightly better than the sequel at 1.5 bats instead of 1. All right, rounding out the top 10 is Krampus the Reckoning from 2015 from Uncorked Entertainment, directed by Robert Conway. This one is a slow burn thriller about a strange child named Zoe. She has an imaginary friend who happens to be the very real Krampus. This one plays out more like a murder mystery than a typical Krampus flick. It's to me, it kind of seems like Krampus was just kind of slapped into the story because it was hot at the time when they made it. I did find the story fairly interesting with Zoe, but the actors couldn't really pull it off, in my opinion. And the CG is an abomination. It really is. It looks so bad. But if you'd like to give this one a shot, it is currently available to watch on Tubi and Freevee. I gave this one 2 out of 5 bats. Like I said, because I kind of did like where the story was going, but it didn't do it great. All right, coming in at number 9, Krampus Unleashed from 2016 from our friends from Uncorked Entertainment. This one's also directed by Robert Conway. This one is about a family visiting their grandparents in Arizona, where one of the boys finds a stone that unleashes Krampus on a murderous rampage. The positives here are, at least this one is done with practical effects. It's not the crappy CGI like Krampus the Reckoning that we just talked about from the same director. And this one is kind of bloody, and there's also a gratuitous nude scene if you're into that. Definitely an improvement over his previous movie. So there you go. And this one, Krampus Unleashed, is currently available to watch on Tubi. I gave this one 2.5 bats out of 5. All right, coming in at number 8, we have Vikings versus Krampus, aka Pagan Warrior, aka Krampus the Avenger, from 2019 from ITN Distribution. This one stars Peter Cosgrove. After a savage gang of Vikings invade a Saxon castle, murdering all in sight, one surviving man calls upon Krampus to come exact revenge for his family. Now, this one I found was one of the better low-budget Viking movies that I've seen. Krampus really doesn't come in until the last act, but at least it's practical. It's a guy in a suit. It's not CG. Peter Cosgrove was pretty good here, and there's definitely some effort put into this one. So I kind of appreciated this one. It's not as bad as everybody says it is, although it's not strictly a Krampus movie either. It's more of a Viking movie. But this one is currently available to watch on Tubi, and I gave this one 2.5 bats out of 5. All right, coming in at number 7, we have Mother Krampus, aka 12 Deaths of Christmas, from 2017. Okay, so this one is not really a Krampus movie. It just bears Krampus in the name. Here, an accused child killer is hanged, but not before she curses the town, stating that Frau Perkja, the Christmas witch, would come to avenge her death. This one is, of course, based on the German urban legend of Frau Perkja, pardon my pronunciation, by the way, who takes a child each night over the 12 days of Christmas. This one is fairly decent. I was intrigued, the whole film with the story, and I think this one's worth a look. It's currently available on Tubi and Freevee. I gave this one 3 out of 5 bats. All right, so now we're in the top 6. Now the rest of them, I actually do recommend, like straight up recommend. They're all pretty good, and I would watch all of these again. So coming in at number 6, we have Sleigh Bells from 2018. Stars Christina Klebe and Barry Bostwick. This one's about some urban explorer web stars called the Adventure Girls, and they go on a trip to an abandoned theme park named Santaland for their latest episode. They are confronted by Krampus, who is roaming the property freely. Luckily, they end up teaming with Santa to fight off the Yule Demon. All right, this one's pretty fun. I did enjoy this one. It's goofy, and it doesn't take itself very seriously. And Barry Bostwick kills it as Santa. He really does. He gives a fantastic performance in this. Fun fact, it also stars paranormal investigator Susan Slaughter, who's best known for her stints on Ghost Hunters International and Paranormal Caught on Camera. This was the first time I saw her act, and she was pretty good. I thought she was pretty decent. I wouldn't mind seeing her in some other things. Sleigh Bells is currently streaming on Tubi, on Freevee, on Plex, and on Crackle. I gave this one 3.25 bats out of 5. All right, now we're moving into the top 5 Krampus movies that I've seen. And coming in right at number 5, we have Mother Krampus 2, Sleigh Ride, a.k.a. Lady Krampus, from 2018. This one stars Caitlin E. Newberry and Roger Connors. Again, this one has nothing to do with Krampus except a name. This one's about 4 young ladies who are on the verge of completing their mandatory 30 days of community service. And on Christmas Eve night, they are tasked with visiting the elderly and the less fortunate. On their last stop, though, they end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. put it that way. Their journey along the way, though, is pretty hilarious. There's one stop where they have to sing Christmas carols, and Lady Athena, played by Roger Connors, steals the show. If that scene doesn't at least make you chuckle, you may as well just not watch anything, because you're not going to like anything at all. Overall, it's a pretty good time, and it is currently streaming on Tubi. I gave this one 3 out of 5 bats. All right, coming in at number 4, we have Saint, aka Sint, directed by Dick Moss. When I think about this movie, I think remember the 5th of December. Whenever there's a full moon on the anniversary of his violent death, which apparently occurs every 32 years, the evil Saint Nicholas returns to Amsterdam to butcher as many adults and children as possible. This one's great. Everything is so over the top and gory and crazy. This was my first exposure to the Krampus lore at all. So it does hold this very special place for me. I know some people that don't like this one. I think my wife doesn't really like this one too much. But it gives a good, crazy sort of killer Santa type vibe. And it is currently streaming on AMC Plus and IFC Films Unlimited. I gave this one 3.75 bats out of 5. All right, now we're at the top 3. These are easily, I think, the 3 best Krampus movies, and I don't think there's anyone anytime soon is going to dethrone either of these 3. At number 3, I have A Christmas Horror Story from 2015. It stars William Shatner. That's right. This one's best described as an anthology film, but it's not like a typical one because they kind of interweave the 4 stories together. And, you know, Christmas is kind of the main theme throughout. The stories do include, though, a Santa battling zombie elves, a group of teens documenting a grisly scene location, a boy getting possessed by a demon while Christmas tree hunting, and a family is terrorized by our pal Krampus. William Shatner plays the radio DJ that's kind of providing the stories as we go along. But this movie kicks a lot of ass. Most of the stories are really interesting, and the effects are pretty awesome in this one. It's an all-around winner. It really is. It's currently streaming on AMC Plus and Shudder. I give this one 4 out of 5 bats. So for the top 2, I actually kind of had trouble deciding which one I wanted to put where. They could, I guess, be interchangeable because they're both that great. So, but I had to choose, so this is what I went with. At number 2, I put Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale from 2010. It is set in Finland on Christmas Eve, where a father and son prepare for a reindeer hunt, which will sustain their family for the new year. Meanwhile, a group of miners are preparing to unearth a mysterious creature under the direction of an equally mysterious patron. The young boy then discovers that it's the evil Santa Claus of local lore. This one is really fantastic, and it can be genuinely creepy at times. The performance of the little boy is amazing, and he's kind of the heart of the movie, but he completely steals it. He's so good. I want to say he's like 10 or 11. Yeah, but he's so good. So don't worry, he's not a Kenny. You'll be cheering along with him the whole way. And I make a point to watch this every year. It's a really fantastic Christmas film that needs to be seen. And luckily, it's currently streaming on a bunch of platforms. It's streaming on Tubi, Pluto TV, Hulu, and AMC Plus. So I give this one 5 out of 5 bats. Yep, Golden Bat Award. That's how much I like this one. So that leaves numero uno. Have you guessed what it is yet? I guess you probably did. Because it's Krampus. From 2015, directed by Michael Dougherty, stars Adam Scott, Toni Collette and David Koechner. This is a horror comedy about a dysfunctional family who causes a young boy to lose his festive spirit. Doing so unleashes the wrath of Krampus. As Krampus lays siege to the neighborhood, the family must band together to save one another from a monstrous fate. I mean, this is the ultimate Krampus movie. It's got the $15 million budget. It's got an all-star cast, stupendous effects, and incredible direction from Michael Dougherty. I'm sure you've probably seen it. I think everyone's seen this movie by now. I have not seen the naughty cut as of yet. I really want to. But this is currently streaming on Peacock, on Sci-Fi Now, Bravo Now, and E Now, which I didn't even know existed. But I give this one 5 out of 5 bats. Like I said, it's pretty much no question that it's number one. This and Rare Exports, to me, are the two quintessential Krampus movies. So there you have it. My top 13 Krampus films. Which ones have you seen? Which ones did you like? What do you think of this list? And what's your list? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, because it helps me out so much. Anyway, until next time, remember to stay spooky and Krampusy. Peace.